This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we got the game begging for 50 Cent and him to do a Verzuz. Why are we still talking about Verzuz? Verzuz is over, bro. We just had the Master P and Cash Money one, but that was a play for Complex. Complex paid a lot of money for that. That's all that was. Verzuz is over. Newsflash. Plus, of course, the game wants to do one with 50 Cent. That would reboost his career at this point. The game just dropped a decent tape with DJ Drama. It was okay, you know. But, like, I've heard him previewing songs that he never drops that would actually help his career out right now. I don't know what's going on with the game, man. He's desperate for attention. He did too many antics over the past 10 years with the Kardashians and the fake Meek beef, the fake this beef, you know, then he's cool with the person 2 days later. It's like, you know, leave it alone. And then he does all these antics around the time he's dropping an album. You know, it's getting tiring. 50 Cent's not going to do a Verzuz with him. 50 Cent's not going to do a Verzuz with anybody. And the game should just pick somebody else. It would be good. It would be good. But, hey, it is what it is. And he's always reflecting on squashing the beef with 50, but then this is 50. So it's like, you know, what's really up with this guy? DDG goes after XQC, who says he's botting. XQC calls out a lot of people for botting. And, you know, DDG says it's a racial thing. It's not, but, you know, XQC does rub people the wrong way, I could see. So, you know, DDG got called out. But there's so many people doing it. He called out Neon. He called out all these people, you know. There's a lot of people botting. Most stuff is fake now. Most engagement you see is fake. A lot of videos you see are fake. They're all staged. It is what it is. Mano says beefing with 50 Cent is good business to TMZ. Yeah, it's good business until it's not. You're getting a lot of attention, more attention than you've had in over a decade, Mano. We know that, okay? It's good for business until it's not good for business, you know? Like, it brings some attention to you, but you're also getting clowned. So it's not so good for business. You know, people take you less seriously, you know? I saw Jim Jones trying to throw some party recently. What was it, 2 days ago? Trying to raise money for the rent he owes. I guess he owes this guy $180 for build outs and all this stuff. And this is the guy who owns the building. It's the guy who's leased to own with Jim Jones and also owns half of Jim Jones's podcast, supposedly. I mean, that's embarrassing. Bad business. Bad business. It's embarrassing, bro. Tory Lanez broke his silence on camera with NBC, spoke about healing, taking accountability for his life, but also maintaining his innocence and saying he wouldn't harm a woman. He says, I should have taken the stand. I should have spoke out more about what was really going on. There's a lot of evidence that hasn't been allowed to be admitted, and I deserve a second shot. He does. He deserves to present more evidence, at least, you know? And a court that hasn't already made up their mind, at least be open to it. Let it be heard and shut it down if you feel like it's not, you know, like, let them hear it. Let the people see it, and let's go from there. Because I really think Kelsey had more to do with this than she said, to be honest. Young Buck clowns Fat Joe for lying. Says breaking news finally released. Young Buck just released from the ER after a Fat Joe beat down 20 years ago. He's finally out after 20 years. Had him, and then he says Young Buck finally released from Nashville 20 years after Fat Joe whooping. Witnesses say he rolled out of the hospital confused, iced up, and ready to hit the studio. The longest hospital stay in rap history. Fat Joe responded, he's still in there? Because remember, Fat Joe said he two-pieced him in Chicago. He caught Young Buck. Now, All Star was with him, and All Star said, "Cappuccino, I was there. Chicago PD put me on cuffs, and they de-escalated the situation. Little Wayne security got me out of the jam. No one harmed anybody. It was just a lot of yelling back and forth." Why does Fat Joe feel the need to lie about everything just for a story? You gotta like just take 70% of what Fat Joe says and throw it out the window. 30% real. Funk Flex hints at permanent Hot 97 morning show role after Ebro cancellation. More details on the way. He said there was a better response than they thought there would be, and he's locked in for 2029, which makes me think he's trolling. He says, Hot 97 show update. We received great response on me filling at 6 a.m. this week. I accepted the morning show position for 2029. 2029, I will no longer be on at 5 p.m. The new 2026 Hot 97 morning show is 2/3 completed, one more 1/3, and the listeners will have a new morning show. New details on the way. Or more details. This is Ja Rule's son. He comes out and says, hey, this picture of me at graduation is 10 years old, using a new picture. I'm emo now. He's like an emo artist. Piercings, and he can do whatever he wants. He did look like Ja Rule in that graduation picture. Now he's emo. He's like, I hate my dad. Paints his nails black and everything. I forget this artist's name, man. Oh, yeah, DaBaby. Yeah, DaBaby going viral for smoking a cigarette in Walmart while giving toys out to kids in his hood. Yeah, I'm really familiar with a lot of his music. I know like one or two songs. Then we got Tyga. He goes on stream crying, accusing Jordan Reddick of trying to blackmail. Well, if someone's trying to blackmail you, that's illegal. Go to the cops or the FBI, because if she's and take her to court, because she's really, if she's lying about what happened, this is detrimental to sponsorships. And he keeps crying though. I have a niece. I have a mother. Like, okay, bro, what does this have to do with anything? Just go take her to court. TikTok confirms U.S. sale will close next month, and American investors will take over. Okay, that's good. It saves TikTok. And Drake's reportedly going to push his album back to March. And then also I got to add condolences to Angela Yee. I guess her brother passed like this past week of a brain aneurysm. Very sad. I guess her brother and her were very close in age. And they were close themselves. That's just that's just sad. So I don't know, man. I don't even know how she got on the radio and just started talking about it, but strong, because that's difficult, losing your brother like too young. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I hope she gets through. She should probably take a break, because that's a lot. She probably needs a month. Hopefully she's able to take it, because she just started her new show. But anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I will check you guys in the next one. And don't forget to share and like the video. Peace.